approach, we were prioritizing exam in exclusion, to your current topic lah, right? So exam is at least 5 weeks from now. Are we changing our approach?
I don't think so.
Right. So today we should be talking more about thermal again lah. Maybe we'll try to finish it or something. Right? Is it something like that?
Yep, that works.
All right. Okay. Then you share your screen and I'll follow you from there lah. Right. We'll still be doing the notes as much as possible. And then, yeah.
All right. Can you see
Right.
everything?
I am seeing your screen. Good.
All right. What page are you on?
Give it.
I think it was past this.
Here. Remember you were doing the I's and the P, right? Try to find that.
Internal energy. EBMRT.
We haven't talked about this. Actually, I think
I think it's behind.
we have not talked about this, right? Could you just go up just to make sure?
Oh yeah, we stopped here. The
Yeah,
work is
yeah,
on
yeah.
this.
The work. So you did 1, 2, and 3, right? Okay. So you did it in another, app, and then you copy the question, right? Then did I ask you to do some homework? If I didn't, I must miss something. Right?
Yeah, we did this.
So you do not know whether your answer is correct. No, you should know. You can. There's an answer.
Yeah, there is.
Okay, so is this? Oh, this is now correct, right? So this question 2 is now correct. Can you accept what's going on? Do you understand?
Yeah.
Right. Right. So why don't we just go to question 3 first? I want to see question 3 before we actually jump to the next part. The next part is actually quite different. So there's this metal alloy, and then there's some more example, right? So this question 3 is good. He just give you the final answer lah. You go and read, and let's see whether we should do it or not. Oh goodness. Now, when you're done, tell me. I'll ask some question first.
Yeah.
Right. So a few questions. Yeah. You notice that the previous ones like they didn't give you some, they didn't give you the sea of ice, right? So here they give you the sea of water, no surprises. They give you the sea of aluminium. Is that useless or useful?
It's useful.
Right. The final temperature of the system is given, very different from the previous one, I think, right? Very different, right? So do you think this will be easier? Do you know what to do?
Not really.
All right, then should we give it a try then? Okay. Do copy the question as per usual.
Usually I can just paste it.
Looks good. The ratio of this app seems weird, like square, intentional. The page shape, the shape of this page is square. Why? Oh, it's not a square.
A4.
Okay, I understand. Right, it's an A4. Okay, so good enough. Right. Okay. I will follow. As you can tell, the formula is not complicated at all. Right? There is no new or fancy formula, one might say. Right?
So, in this case, see, so you have a new water alloy of water. Yes. So therefore, loss in heat of alloy. Loss gain in water. Is that correct to say?
The arrow down, tell me what it means for you.
Loss in heat.
Right. And okay, I like that. Now, this is just to add to your presentation. Yeah, the proper presentation is Q in and Q out. So you can say alloy is Q in or Q out?
Alloy Q out.
Q out alloy, that's fine, totally fine. And then the water is Q in water and Q in aluminium, right? And this is totally acceptable for the examiner. The examiner will not write alloy or water. I think it's very beneficial for us. You should write it. It is very good for us. All right. You note from the previous question that the Q in or Q out might be split to more than one, correct? It might lah. It may not. Let's see lah. Okay. Right now, this is where you do you lah. Let's see what happens.
So calculate Q alloy.
Q alloy.
So alloy C times mass of water is this will be 20 It doesn't say the initial temperature of the aluminum.
The aluminum starts at what? You are right. You are right, but I don't think it is their mistake. I don't think so. You seem right. I don't think
it's room temperature.
Correct. And they don't tell you what is room temperature. So you are
25, right?
You're allowed to make the assumption. You're allowed. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Wait, I'm sorry. Wait. Is it possible for the aluminium calorimeter cup to be at 25 degrees when the water it contains is 10 degrees?
Ah, okay.
Right. So we are making assumption here, but we must think a bit. Right. Okay. This is a fair assumption, yeah? Not saying that we are correct, yes. But fair. Assumption.
Actually, let me get my calculator. I realized I left it upstairs.
Yeah.
All right, I'm back.
Yep.
Let's see.
Right. Now, you should allow me to annotate in case I need to.
Okay.
My annotation will not be saved in your working lab, but you handle that.
Yeah.
But I did ask you to do this and you cannot listen. Did I remember correctly? Yeah.
I think we quit last time.
Meeting setting. Meeting topic. Dear. Okay. You do you, and I'm gonna try to find out this technical stuff. Okay. I'm gonna do it. You just do the question first. Whiteboard feature. White. Okay, would you please select the option whiteboard?
Hold on a second.
Yes,
Hold on a second.
vision, that should be directly doable. So this is definitely the answer, right? So the assumption was correct, right? Now use a different color to highlight your assumption. Right? Indicate to yourself that that was a product of thinking. Right? Write something to benefit you like in the day before exam. It was a educated guess, right?
It says if I go whiteboard, it will stop the screen share.
Goodness me.
Let me just give it a try anyways.
Okay. And yep, I lost your screen and I still cannot see anything that you write. Like that.
Which is all right. This is what
there is a whiteboard which is what we can write, but other than that it's a bit useless. Huh?
might as well use Jamboard.
Yeah. Okay, let's ignore whiteboard. Yeah? Let's ignore whiteboard. Let's go back to your app first. If your app, I don't feel the I do. Never mind. Just do your app first. Just do your app first. Right now it's okay.
All right.
Keynote. Yeah. Doesn't work. Okay. Yep. If you're happy, then let's look at the next question and close the answer. Okay. Okay. This is not difficult, so you can put it there. I'm going to ask you to skip it. You can do it later for yourself. Right. Oh, looks like this is the previous question for some reason. Okay, something like that. Can you crop in this stage? Yeah, let's say you accidentally do like this. Can you crop? Oh, very nice. Okay, try cropping. Very.
I wanted to crop properly just now.
Oh, very nice. Okay. So I don't want this question to just leave it there. Let's move on to the next one. I do that if I think this is already within your capability.
Next question.
Next question, please. Let me see question 2 and question 3 if there is. I'm just curious about both, if there's another question, right? So don't screenshot first.
No.
Okay, then let me look at question 2, right? Yeah. Do you notice that this is when the final temperature is not known? They are asking for it.
Yeah.
So conceptually, this is considered maybe more confusing, just like the previous
Didn't you
question.
do something? It's
Yep.
similar to question
Yeah.
2.
Very similar. So I want you to repeat lah. So instead, I want you to do this question. Okay. Let's see whether you can do it. If you can, I'm very happy. Let's move on after this.
Seems. Wow. Okay, that's a work. Ah, there you go.
Nice, nice. Seems quite smooth. I like it. I like it. As you can tell, we can have a very smooth vision just using your iPad and pencil, right? So, yeah.
So, wait, no.
You're saying it's QR eyes. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Good, good. Yeah, yeah, very nice. QA nice. You out. Key, right? Seems to make sense.
That's the there for us. Initial -5.
So what you cannot write, you just leave it. I like it. Okay, I like it. That's a proper way of thinking. So QLT seems to make a lot of sense. You are write down using your pen. Yeah, you are assuming that it will be in water. That is an assumption here. You're assuming that the final mixture is fully water, right? You indicate. See, this is the problem when I cannot annotate. Right? Now it doesn't. This means that it is not always possible to reach like that, but we have an educated guess because the ice mass and the T mass is lopsided. That makes sense?
Yeah, it's a lot more.
Your water will win. Right? Yeah, your water will win. So it's a good educated guess. Just don't be fully confident about it. Just acknowledge it as a guess. Now, let's see whether you learned something from your previous question. Let's see, because I'm waiting for you to realize something here. It's not the assumption which is wrong. The assumption is, I think,
the fusion, right?
Go on, and add something if you so wish.
Nope, I still there.
No problem.
Looking here, fusion is.
They don't give you the fusion or melting of ice, which is whose problem? That really is their problem. That is really their.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Goodness me, yeah, right. What's going on here? Why don't they give you? Is it like part of the data sheet or something?
Yeah, it is.
It is.
But
Oh,
right,
it
it
is.
should be mentioned somewhere.
Would you kindly just ask your teacher? I'm not an expert here because I'm not familiar with your data sheet. Just take a note somewhere, you know.
But these kind of
Ask
things
teacher.
should be mentioned now.
Right? If you're confident, then I'm okay. Right? I've never seen it be given, so a bit weird.
We give a lot of constants.
Okay.
In the first page.
Right.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable with the inability to annotate, definitely. After this, let's switch to Jamboard, see whether it works for you. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna stop you here. Apologies, I'm gonna stop you here. Right. Try to figure out the hint. Yeah? I'm trying my best not to tell you what is right and what is wrong. Right. Obviously, there's something wrong. Obviously, but trying to just give you a hint. You see, you are assuming that the final mixture is fully water, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is that enough of a hint?
No, it could be a mixture. So interesting.
If it is a mixture, then here's a relevant hint. It should be reflected on both sides, right? On the right-hand side, you're saying that the tea remains as water. That's totally. That should be reflected on the left-hand side. That the ice becomes fully water, not just partially. And that one doesn't make sense.
I say I should add something here.
Well, if your assumption is fully water, I think the right-hand side reflects that. At least it feels like it lah. It feels like you're saying that the tea will go from 20 to something colder, but still water ma. It feels like that from your formula, right-hand side.
Yeah. So no, should be. I mean, like in real life, I think it's safe to assume that that would be the case now.
No. Ignore any flow heaters around. We're not talking about real stuff. We're talking about ideal stuff. You somehow make a mistake in this ideal situation, and I want you to realize it yourself as much as you can.
I think if I translate the question, it says what temperature and what phase. They're asking for a specific phase.
I know, and you're assuming that it is water. Yes.
You just see liquid now. The liquid phase.
Yeah. It's the assumption that will be tested by the equation, right? So I'm not aiming for that. I keep saying to you, your assumption is fine. It's not right, it's not wrong. It's a totally fine assumption, which will get corrected later on if the assumption is wrong. But it's a proper assumption. I'm not talking about that. You still don't get it right now. Imagine the journey of the tea. The journey of the tea is from 20 degree going down in temperature. Make sense? But you'll stay in a water stage, correct? That's how you imagine it.
Yeah.
Imagine the journey of the ice, because they should meet, right? What is the journey of the ice?
It melts.
No, that's not the first thing he do. That's us normal people saying things. Totally understand. We are not normal people.
It goes from 10 degrees to 0 degrees.
Minus 10, you mean? Minus 10. Minus 10 to 0. I totally agree with you.
Wait, so this is just minus 10.
Now, could you undo your erasing? Okay, I have a reason. Could you undo your erasing? Undo, and then correct it instead. This is better for you 6 weeks from now. Okay. So imagine the journey of the ice.
Minus 10.
I'm going to answer that question later. Right? That's a very important question. Please imagine the whole journey first.
So it goes from solid, then it goes to 0.
Minus 10 to 0, right? Okay, then
it melts.
And then it melts. Totally agree.
Yeah. And it gains more heat after that.
Because that's the meeting point, right? You're assuming that the meeting point is somewhere above 0, right? That's implicitly assumed. I don't see that part of the journey. I don't see them meet. Asking you about their journey, do they now meet?
Yes, so.
Right. Now let's settle the minus 10 question. I don't want you to rely on formula. I want you to rely on logic in this case. Q in ice, half times 2100, 2100 times minus 10. You'll get a minus number, of course. Are you saying that Q in ice is minus number?
Yeah.
Plus a positive number plus another positive number.
What?
Right? That's what you're writing here.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying? You want to say that the Q in ice is negative number plus positive number plus positive number. That means the Q in ice is less because you take into account the ice going from minus 10 to 0. That's what's happening here. Is that what you're saying?
Guess not. Oh, it automatically becomes negative because of the opposite sides of the equation.
No, like really no, really. If you don't take into account the journey from minus 10 to 0, your Q in, the ice absorbing the heat is greater. You're saying that because the ice go from minus 10 to 0, it needs to absorb less heat. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Really? That makes sense? Really?
Wait, what?
Put back the minus first.
The minus 10 to 0 means you need to have more because you're getting heat.
Right.
Also
so
positive.
So if you put in minus 10, it doesn't seem to make sense. Okay?
Yeah, true.
Right. So logically, we cannot accept that very easily, the minus 10. Now, let me show you that mathematically. What does that mathematically mean? Mathematically, you will also need to get 10, not minus 10. If mathematically you get minus 10, then your logic and the math in conflict. Usually, the math wins. Your logic gets subdued. That's not a good result at all. Really not good. Right? That's not how it should be, at least in your level. Now, look at 20 minus x. Why do you write 20 minus x instead of x minus 20?
Because assuming the value of x is smaller than 20.
Right. But why do you write 20 in front? Isn't it possible to write x in front?
The original temperature.
So you're saying that you should always put the bigger number in front and put the small number behind. That's the logic of the formula, really?
Put the original, the starting value in front.
Really? Really? What? Wait, what? That's the wait. In that case, see, I have problem without annotation. I really have problem. In that case, the x in the middle, the bracket x, then you should put 0 minus x. And your 10 should be minus 10 minus 0. Minus 10 minus 0, which will give you minus 10 instead. If your logic of the formula is put the original in front, put the final temperature behind.
Yeah. So what? Should be like
so everything now the other way. So you say final minus initial. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I'm just listening to what you're saying.
Oh, goodness me. You don't know how the formula works. Right.
It's just delta T, what? Change in temperature. So it goes from 20 to 10. And then between 20 minus 10. Celsius.
Mathematically, for your, this is really for your information, very important. Delta is always final minus initial. It's not initial minus final. So let's say if you go from 20 to 10, it will be 10 minus 20. It will be, really. It will be, right? So that is if you stick to the original definition of delta, right? That's what the formula says. Now I explain to you further so that you don't get confused by the formula. If you get confused by the formula wins. We worship the formula. That's not good at all. That's, I guess that's an idol, right? Meaning to say we don't understand what we're worshiping here. Now, in the Q in, Q out logic, in a Q in, Q out logic, we use logic. So the Q out of T must be a positive number, correct? I don't think it makes sense to say that the Q out T is a negative number, at least in our situation here, right?
Yeah.
The Q in is also a positive number. Both are positive numbers. So we must stick to the Q out being positive and the Q in being positive. This is not a formula logic. The formula logic, as I told you, delta is final minus initial, full stop. So now for the Q out of T, you have to strive to make it positive. In this case, it's no longer delta, you're flipping it 20 minus x, totally fine. You have been doing it all along unconsciously, by the way. So you stick with 20 minus x because your assumption is x is lower than 1. That's fine. Now let's look at the 10. Let's look at the 10. You have two options: 0 minus minus 10 or minus 10 minus 0. Which one will you choose?
Minus 10 minus 0.
You write down minus 10 minus 0, and then you write down 0 minus 10. You write down both. Then you see for yourself which one makes more logic, makes more sense in here. It's not 0 minus 10. This not okay. It's not 0 minus 10. You made a mistake there. is not minus 0. No. Delta is different, right? So the difference between minus 10 and 0, minus 10, minus 0. I call negative 10. So negative 10 minus 0. Flip them, so it's 0 minus negative 10, right? Did that make sense?
Yeah.
Since the logic here dictates that both needs to be positive, so you should choose whichever is positive lah.
Oh, so this is final. Sure.
Yeah, which is totally different from the one on the right. The right is 20 minus x, that's initial minus final. This is confusing if you worship the formula. The formula dictates final minus initial, full stop. That's not what's happening here. Sometimes it is final minus initial, sometimes it's initial minus final. Because we use logic instead of formula. And the teacher's going to be fine with this, by the way, just saying. Are you more confused or are you more okay?
Okay.
Then the x. Is x minus 0 or 0 minus x? Again, I ask you.
X minus 0.
Because?
Final.
Because it will, sorry, what? Because what?
Final minus initial.
But if you stick to that, which is a formula logic, your right-hand side needs to be x minus 20, final minus initial. No, you won't be correct. The right-hand side. Yeah. You're worshipping the formula. You're worshipping the formula.
There's no formula that I'm worshipping.
Delta T, final minus initial. The moment I mentioned that, you are stuck with that. The moment I mentioned that, you're very uncomfortable veering from that. Right?
What do you want me to say?
No, I want you to think.
About?
Are you in a good position to think? If not, I'll just give you the answer.
No, like, what do you want me to think about? I mean,
why this one doesn't follow the formula? Why this one doesn't follow the formula?
This doesn't follow the formula.
Yeah, it doesn't. If you follow the
formula, you're
formula,
saying 20 minus x is correct.
Yes, because I keep saying to you, it needs to be positive.
Yeah lah. So 20 minus x will make it positive first.
But it's initial minus final.
What?
Correct, right? 20 is
no,
initial.
I changed my formula because you told me to change it. Now you say my original formula is correct.
I never asked you to change it. I keep explaining the reason why.
20 minus x is correct.
But it's initial minus final. Can you accept that? On the right hand side.
I don't care about initial minus final.
Then what do you care in this case? What must you care?
When I did this, logically it made sense. Because on the right hand side, you're looking at Q out, right? Which means temperature is going down. That's why I usually indicate with arrows. So if it's negative T, right? That means you want to show a decrease in temperature. Why would you do x minus 20?
So you want to say 20 minus x because it goes from 20 to x, right?
Because that's the only logical way you can do it.
Try to apply that logic on the left-hand side. Try to apply the same logic. Go up arrow. Go up arrow.
So over here, it's up ice.
So it should be from minus 10 to 0, right? Something like that. Right? Which is totally fine. Which is totally
logically speaking, if you're talking about increase in temperature, you want a positive value on the end, right? So like you want like an increase, so you go from minus 10 to 0. That's a 10 degrees Celsius increase.
So on the right hand side, you apply the logic, it should decrease in a positive way.
You should just end with a positive number. You shouldn't have a negative number here, right? I suppose.
Yeah, because originally you did write minus 10. So I was wondering what's going on with the I was wondering why, remember?
Yeah.
you cannot afford this logical confusion in exam. You cannot.
Okay.
That's why we settle it right now. Then you know, oh yeah, what I'm doing is correct logically. Like, your logic is fine. Your teacher will not say that you're correct. But your logic is fine. It's just that just now you didn't carry out correctly. Now I understand. That's good. Now, are you sure the x is going to be correct? Are you sure the x is x and not minus x? Just checking your logic.
Which one are you talking about?
The last, the third component.
Here?
There's an x one. Yeah. So are you using your own logic? I'm going up, increase.
Yeah.
So should
So
you
if
be
this is
writing
from
x?
0 to positive number. So
An
the
x, yes.
increase will
Yeah. Correct.
x is the
Correct.
final, right?
Yeah. So you are going from 0 to x.
0 to x.
Which is a
So it'll be
positive
x
number.
minus 0.
In this case, there's an increase of x. So according to your logic, this is consistent. This is good for you.
Yeah.
I can tell you that it will be correct. That one I can tell you. So your logic is fine.
That's good. Then let's get on with it. A bit further. Let's see. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I did.
Seems like a reasonable number. Okay. Oh, right. Is this going to be okay? Still seems a reasonable number. Oh, yeah, still seems a reasonable number. It's probably going to be fine. I will go to the bathroom first. That's around 5 degrees something, right?
5.1 or 2.
How come it looks exactly like the last?
It's exact. Yeah, it's exactly the same.
It's very weird.
It's the exact. It's the same numbers also.
What nonsense? What are you talking about?
It's the same question.
Maybe copy it. What? Did your slide play with you, right? Could you check?
Yeah, I think it's repeated.
I must say that we learned something. I think.
Yeah, it's repeated. We did the same question again.
That's nonsense. But we learned something, so I guess that's not bad.
Yeah, the questions are exactly repeated.
Wow. That's so messed up. That's messed up.
Okay. Yeah, physics department. Ooh.
Okay. Would you write any notes for yourself 5 weeks from now, for your future you 5 weeks from now, for this question before we move on? Would you write something? Please consider carefully what you have learned first, right? I will go to the bathroom. Right, you're still writing notes, which is good. I'm back. So just following your note.
Right.
Anything else to clarify?
No, I think we should have read the questions better and realized that it wasn't exactly the same.
Yeah, and surprisingly, you still learn something from it. Maybe not surprisingly. Maybe that's good. Maybe that's good.
Yeah, I used 2 different methods. So here,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did it
yeah.
all in one go. And back and then
Yeah, yeah. Because you're
here.
starting off, right? You're starting off.
Well, I think I made the same mistake here. So I didn't factor in all the temperature changes.
Same thing, same thing. Which is, I see that that's in your note, which therefore I think you get it. You get something, right? You did get something.
Yeah.
I like it. I'll leave this to you, okay? This is too easy, right? I don't want you to do this one. So you just leave it. What do you mean by don't do? Huh? No. You can do
No,
it
it's repeated. It's this question.
again.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're both exactly repeated.
oh, whatever. That's just
That's annoying.
right. Okay, we're trying to read something new. So we are almost abandoning what you are doing, right? In this next part, you will see a lot of formulas getting thrown around, and they don't make a lot of sense. For example, this formula, this starting formula is already not making a lot of sense. We don't have the sense to make sense of it. That's part of the problem.
When this last year, I think.
It was, but it's very different from all formula doesn't mean it makes sense to us. We perhaps know how it works, so I guess that's good, right? Okay, so PVNRT will feature very highly.
Sorry, give me 1 second. All right, sorry. You see?
Right. PVNRT will feature very frequently. We need to understand this as one of the two main ones. We'll call it the two main. There will be many more, but this is the first main one. Any question for PVNRT for now? Consider this on the same level as MC delta T, right? The one is ML, right? So this is PVNRT, one of the first main guy. Okay, so I hope you know what is P, big V, and pressure, yeah, of the gas, right? Volume of the gas, and mole of the gas, the same mole from chemistry. You don't need to use it a lot, but this is the same mole from chemistry.
R is a constant, right?
R is always a constant. And then T is the absolute temperature. This is very important. It is in Kelvin. The previous delta T, Kelvin or Celsius, it does not matter. Do you understand?
And now it matters.
Now it matters because this is not delta T, this is T. Previous one, delta T. So Kelvin minus Kelvin, the same answer as Celsius minus Celsius. This one, no longer the same. Can you? Okay. I guess that's for introduction. If nothing else, let's move on. We'll see this being used very soon. Can you make my video disappear? Right? Maybe that's better for you somehow.
Yeah.
Oh, if you cannot, then yeah, just leave it. Okay. So assumption, this assumption, I'll leave it to you to imagine. I will summarize it very soon. If you have any question, just ask for now.
Yeah.
Right. Now imagine an empty container, transparent one, and then imagine it being filled with your favorite, I don't know, do you like to eat peanuts?
Sure.
What kind of nut?
I don't like peanuts.
Peanuts, right? So the container is not fully full. It's just, I don't know, imagine a big container, transparent plastic with 20 peanuts inside. Okay, Ken? Okay, then shake it lah. In your mind, please shake the container with the 20 peanuts very hard. Okay? That is the summary of this page. Except that the size of the peanut is negligible. That's all. Of course, peanuts have a not negligible size, but imagine that lah. Imagine that. That is the summary of this page. And I will keep referring to the container with peanut from now on. Would you be okay so far?
Sure.
All right. Okay, so moving on then.
Wait, so that's a refresher. Elastic is. Oh, oops.
Elastic is a good definition for ideal collision. Ideal collision in physics always means the easier to manage collision, right? Because ideal is easier to manage. So when we say elastic, means he didn't lose any energy lah when colliding lah. There is nothing lost as heat because temperature or heat, there is no concept of heat or temperature in the level of molecule. Do you remember what I said like that? There is no temperature for the molecules. There is only speed. So naturally, when they collide, nothing is lost at heat, nothing is lost at sound. You cannot lose sound in the level of molecule. Why? Because sound are just vibration of molecules. They are not really sound. You need to really say this to your imagination because we need to imagine a lot. You cannot imagine sound and heat at this level. They are both just vibration. They are both just kinetic energy. Right. Yeah, I'm speaking to your imagination. Okay, so far so good. Do ask questions. If not, then move on.
Why are there no intermolecular attractive forces?
There are intermolecular attractive forces. They are asking you to not take it into account. Now, ideal gas, a gas which does not exist. You are correct to say that it should be taken into account. I mean, the volume of the gas molecule is not negligible in reality. But we are making our life easier for now. Ideal gas, it doesn't exist. It is an act of imagination. However, though no energy loss is almost always true. There is no real sound or near heat at that level. Right. This is all chemistry. If you have problem with it, you tell me right now. We need it, you see. Right. Sure thing. Avogadro number, same thing. That is chemistry, but we need it. The two questions after this is to test your chemistry. So do check it out. If this feels very different from MC delta T, it is different.
Estimate the mass of air and dimension to find. External temperature and pressure. STP is what?
Standard temperature and pressure. What is the standard temperature and pressure? You know, like 25 degrees Celsius and 1 bar, right? Usually they just shortcut it into 1 atmosphere.
I can just do this here. Right.
I'm sorry, you're saying? Sorry.
Just copy it here. Standard.
You need to use the STP, the standard temperature and pressure in the calculation here. If you do not think about PVNRT, now it is time to embed it in your mind. Oh, this is PVNRT, most likely. It is true that density is mass over volume. The density, the symbol is not dm, it is rho. But I don't think you need density here, though. I don't think so. At least I don't think so.
Because this is with volume, so you need something with volume, right?
Oh, you do have volume. True. Yeah, very surprisingly, your route to mass is not in PVNRT. I totally agree with you. Your route is not density. Density is a physics route. Density is a physics. It's the chemistry route. I keep telling you that you need the chemistry. You will be needing the chemistry route. I am guessing. I've never seen the answer key. I am guessing that. No. So you'll be needing the main formula, PVNRT, which is physics, and the chemistry to get you to mass. However, I'm wrong, I might be wrong. Maybe you can use density, who knows? Let's be open, right? Let's be open.
What's the formula for mass of gas, right?
Yeah, mass mole times something. Right?
Wow,
mole times MR. Mole times MR. Yeah, you need the MR of air. So for the chemistry route, you need the MR of air. For the physics route, you need the density of air. Both are not given, if I'm not mistaken. Both are not given.
The MR of air.
Yes, you can find the MR of air. There's a good assumption for it. I agree, however, that it is not given. Same thing with density of air. You maybe remember. So if you remember and code it correctly, I don't think you can be faulted. I don't think so. But you must know the density of air. Do you know the density of air? I think I know, but I don't think most people know, right? It's a simple number though.
1.29 grams per liter.
Grams per liter.
1.204 kilos per liter.
Oh, this is STP already. STP. 1.29.
Oh, 100.
Cannot be. The point is, you don't know, and I don't think it's given.
0.0013 grams per liter.
1.3, yeah, around there. Correct, 1.29. I agree.
1.225. Sorry, 1.225.
Fair. Again, it's not given, and you cannot Google during exam. Please write down here as a physics route. You would have to have density. It's not given. This is to acknowledge the validity of your logic. Your logic is fine. The problem is you cannot execute. That's the problem. At least acknowledge your logic first, so that your logic, I don't know, doesn't get subdued there. I don't like that.
Density is mass. So mass should be density.
right? So the chemistry route is most probably we need the MR of air. Also not given, acknowledged. Now, can you worry about the MR or density later? At least try PV-nRT first. Then when you are stuck, we'll talk about the MR or the density. Okay, so MR of air, PV nRT. There you go. So, I mean, it's easy to remember. PV equals to nRT. Can you use it somehow for your benefit?
No, I don't think you can.
Okay, let me break this down let me break this down very easily. Let's say you're going through the chemistry route. N log, mole ma. There are 5 things here, and you need to find. So we are left with 4. R is a constant. You're left with 3 like P, V, and T. Those 3 is always there for a guess anyway. P, V, T, not a surprise. So far, so good. Does the question give you all 3? P, V, and T. And what are you talking about? We just talked about the P and the T, like so many times. We did. We talked about the PV and T, no me. We talked about the P and T, what?
Oh, standard. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So we have P, V, and T, and R is always there. So we have the mole. So we can take the chemistry route. Make sense?
Oh, you have no MR.
Yeah, that's the problem. So try calculating the N first, because I believe the answer key is going to go through it in a different way, even more chemistry. You may not like it. Let's do the physics first. Let's find the N. I'll give you the MR of air. There'll be a note. Then you check the answer key, see whether you like it or not.
Pressure is what? How many kilopascals?
1 ATM, 1 atmosphere. Sorry. If you do not know 1 atmosphere, how many Pascal, then also write down, right? But this is probably in your data sheet. It should be 101. 101,000.
This is 105 on Google.
105, really? Really?
On Google. It's 2019 though. I'm not sure how to get this.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 101. There are more numbers behind, but usually 101 is enough. 101,000.
Since 1982, it has been defined as absolute pressure of exactly 100 kilopascals.
100 kilopascals. Okay. All right. I'll follow. 100,000. I mean, the 1 doesn't matter much anyway. So I'll follow.
Is in kilopascals or in pascals?
I mean, Pascal is 100,000. So kilo is just 3 zeros, doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, so is the PV-nRT formula in pascals or kilopascals?
The kilo is not a unit. Okay, so never mind. Sorry to confuse you. It is in Pascal, to answer your question.
So
kilo is not a unit.
100,000.
Yes, because kilo is not a unit anymore. Kilo is 000.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah. But it is a fair question. Yeah, it is. It is.
R is
8.31.
T is
Oh, yeah. Please
7
screenshot your question. Yeah, 273. Correct. Please screenshot your question. Don't do this. Okay, it will make your revision much harder. So you do a little bit of work right now. Then 5 weeks from now, you'll thank yourself.
the quality is very low.
Yeah, this is good enough. Yeah, nice. Oh, goodness me. Oh. He doesn't remember the crop. It's very weird, right?
Very strange.
Why wouldn't he remember the crop? So weird. All right, got it. Okay, now. If future you does not hang you, then I'm wrong, right? Okay, you need the MR of air, right? For the molar, right?
Yeah, let me just calculate it out.
Sure.
That does not seem right.
How many more?
1,652.9.
Let me think for a while. 5 meter is big, right? 5 meter, 3 meter, 2 point. It's like a size of a small room, but would a small room contain almost 2,000 more? Think for a while. Your formula doesn't seem to be wrong at all. The R is
calculation.
the joule R is correct. That's correct. The temperature is also correct. So I guess you must be correct. I guess I hope so. Right?
Absurd amount of moles. I'm used to like 0.00 something.
True. For experiment inside a lab, if you have a quantity as big as a small room, I guess the mole does get a bit bigger, if that makes sense. Right. So let's pretend that this absurd amount is correct. Let's continue first, right? Then we check the answer, right? Let's pretend for now. So the cam route means we need MR of air. Now air is not a pure thing, correct? Yes or no?
Agreed.
So air is a mixture. So therefore the MR is also a mixture of, just quote the two major stuff. That would be nitrogen and
oxygen.
Yes, percentage.
70 something.
Let's just pretend it's 80-20. Okay. 80-20 lah. Right. So of course that's a simplification, but I think it's good enough. Do you know the individual AR of nitrogen and oxygen?
No.
Will you be able to know in physics? I always question that. So let me just this is bad or good? I don't know. Oxygen will be 16 times 2, 32, and nitrogen will be 28 lah. So 28 and 32. Then you mix them up properly, you will get the MR of air, right?
This method is a bit I have no time of it. Okay, so we have what is it? What are we trying to find again?
The MR of air.
MR of air, right? So MR is mass over mole.
You cannot take that route. You cannot take that. Can you take that route? I don't think so.
See, to put this as that the route I was taught was that you assume the percentages is just real mass. So let's say you have 80 grams of nitrogen, 20 grams of oxygen.
Yeah,
then
you don't need the mass
together.
over mole. Yeah, but you don't need the mass over mole. Okay, you're fine. So 80% of what and 20% of what, right? So go ahead.
Yeah.
Good job.
What's the air of nitrogen? The moles
28, not more. Don't use mass over mole. That's wrong. You just want to mix the MR. 80% times 28 plus 20% times 32. That will work. You will get a proper mixture of the air. It will be somewhere in between 20 and 32. I hope that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So just press. You are taught this in physics or chemistry? I'm sorry.
Chemistry.
Long time ago, like 1 year ago.
2 years. I forgot already.
Oh, you still remember. I mean, it's not so bad, right? It's not so bad.
Okay.
So this is the approximation of the MR of air. Then you get the mass law and then done. Now, in terms of unit, what will the unit be? Still chemistry, right? Still chemistry. Unit.
Unit. This is for mass, right?
Yeah, in chemistry, the unit is good. So 47 kilogram. Now, does that seem absurd or not?
There's a lot of air.
In a small room, let's say your room, maybe your room is bigger, but
how much does air weigh? That is the question.
Yeah. If we go to the physics route and figure out the density, right? So why don't we go the physics route? Imagine that you have the density, just Google it, right? Right. And then let's see whether we have a different calculation or not. There's now also 1.3 gram per meter cube, right? So sorry, are you Googling the density of air?
Just wait, STP, right?
Yeah, STP.
Yeah, 1.225 kilograms per meter cube.
Gram per meter cube, right?
1.225 kilogram per meter cube.
Oh, kilogram per meter cube. Turns out that 1 meter cube of air is already 1 kilogram, right? Turns out. Why don't you use this physics method and see what kind of number you get? I believe rather big. Maybe not 47, but rather big.
Okay, try.
Wait a minute. It is almost 47. It's 40 something.
45.9.
Oh, wow. Do write it down. And then we check the answer key. Your answer key is going to use a different route, I believe. So whether physics or chemistry, we end up with a weird number, 40 something kilogram. But they are almost in agreement, one would say. Right, kilogram also, unit please. All right, okay. Do check the answer key, we'll talk about it. That's probably the end.
Answer key says 50 kg.
So both numbers are correct, but what method does he use? Oh, no. Oh, he still used something different. He still used a different method, although he needs the MR also.
This fellow.
Right. So the MR part, you understand what? Like 29 is 28.8, no? So you get there, right? But what about, the first guy, one more, and then what about the second guy? What's going on there? What is he doing in the first two steps?
He's finding the mole of. Oh, he's in a 22.4.
Yeah, he used which is chemistry concept also. He is also using a chemistry concept. So he go chemistry full from the start instead of using the physics formula. At least your PV is still physics. And to be fair, your answer and their answer is definitely the same one. Look at that, 1,700 is your answer, 1652. The formula works either way. I am pretty sure that your first method will definitely not be rejected. Just say, do you prefer his method, which is pure chemistry? If you do, turns out that it also will not be rejected.
I hate chemistry.
So you still have to do chemistry though, surprisingly. Surprisingly, he doesn't go through the density route because it is not given. Would you hate them for doing that? You probably will. Why bother? Please lie. You're a physics subject and you don't even use density of air. What are you talking about? In other topics,
didn't take chem. I would not have been able to answer this.
Yeah.
Unacceptable.
And yet you understand the chemistry, and you may hate yourself even more. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm having this discussion with you at the start because there's a tension. I just want you to resolve the tension if possible now. If not, we'll resolve it along the way. There will be this tension if you want this chapter. The easiest way out is to ignore this chapter fully. This chapter is not a major chapter. I am being very practical.
Yeah.
So, do you want to master this chapter or do you want to let it go?
It's fine.
You wanna go through it?
Just go through this.
Then go through it properly. Go through it properly.
I think this one I need.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know that. Question law. Okay.
It would be bad if you try to memorize this. This is probably logic. Better logic. I mean, to make you happy, I suppose, there isn't much other chemistry law. The chemistry kind of stops here and you just need to use this amount of chemistry, basic chemistry. The rest are physics. So that might be a good news for you. I don't know. What you're looking at in this slide is not chemistry anymore.
This is rather new.
This is a minor formula which you need to memorize, but this is minor. This is not called main. You will need it in a very specific case. So memorize it, but it is not main. Yeah, I don't think they kind of explain properly. So just know that this exists first. Just know we'll talk about it sooner or later. Okay. one. There is another formula here, which is also minor, right? Right. These two slides contains this thing.
This is should be important.
Let's do the U first lah. Yeah, the internal energy lah. That this is also minor, but you will need it also lah.
N is what?
The same thing as PV and RT. The N from chemistry.
Oh, it's literally just NRT.
Yeah, for some reason, this has a similar formula as the main guy, but this one is energy, which means it's joule. Whatever that energy means, that's joule equals to 3/2 nRT.
Interesting.
The guy next to it, right? The guy next to it. I just put the guy next to it, question mark, right? Seriously, just put it and know that it's there. When you finally have to use it, it will not be confusing anymore. Just trust me on this one. There are too many formulas to be concerned with. And we haven't got into...
will be given,
No, it's not. It's not going to be given.
It's not?
Yeah, it's not. This is the problem of this chapter. Too many formula, too little time for understanding it. So just put a question mark on the second guy, please. Just trust me on it. Yeah. Right. So you know that it's there, right? And you know that you do not know. Fine. To be fair, you also don't know the first guy, right? You just feel more comfortable with it.
NRT is quite familiar.
It's familiarity right now, right? Yeah. Okay, let's move on for now.
What's still quite interesting, how's it related to the ideal gas law?
How is PV somehow related to you? A very good question. Very good. And they are not interested. So I am split between making you happy and making them happy.
If you step on the heated, then your sign, the thing changes from PV to kPa over volume, it changes to joules. How is that related?
Suffice to say that right now, just based on the formula, PV is very related to energy. PV, because PV is very related to work. Work is joule, energy is joule. They are very related. So no surprises for me there, but that's just because I understand it. No surprises. It will be, if you think that is interesting, then really I'm actually quite happy. If your chapter,
I don't think I want to go to pursue it.
Later. If the question pursue, then we pursue, right? That's all, right? For now, let's do it. Right? Fair, right? Let's move forward. My goodness. There's no questions some more, and there's no questions some more. What do you want out of us? For goodness sake.
I say that's to be confusing.
Stop doing this to us. You're not doing justice to the physics, and you're also not doing justice to the... Do you notice that they never even use PV and RT and the other two formula? Do you notice that? They just use chemistry.
Just drop the bomb on our head.
What do you want? Stop wasting our time. Stop wasting our logic. I cannot just bomb you with a local schools question, right? I probably shouldn't.
You can give it a try.
Okay, look. Time is up. You did make progress, and the next step is to use the formula anyway. I mean, to be fair. So if there's no changes and no new notes for thermal physics, the next time we meet, I will bomb you with local questions. That's fine.
I can use your
Totally fine.
sheet data.
Totally fine. Totally fine. I will not give you as a homework right now. I think that's too much of a bomb, right?
I don't mind doing it. I'm quite interested. You have
Uh,
some.
okay.
Where is? Oh, I didn't download it here. But there's the questions that you sent.
Yeah, lah, you can access it from there. Lah. To be fair, those are topical questions. Lah. There will be one on thermal physics, but just be careful. The local thermal physics are wider and deeper. Lah. Like
It's more in depth.
It's not just more in depth, it's also wider. I mean, just give it a try, but we probably need to discuss more next time. Lah. And I guess we do have time, no? I guess. Lah.
What's this?
I'm sorry. What?
So cool. My computer trackpad is controlling the iPad.
Oh yeah, no, you can do that. You can always do it.
How do I undo that?
How can you undo? Just don't use the trackpad.
I want to use my computer.
You want to use your computer? Oh, wait, what? Your computer is also.
I'm trying to use my computer, but every time I move the mouse.
Wait a minute.
It's on the iPad.
Your computer is not Mac, right?
It is.
Oh, Mac and iPad has a very. If you set them to be, you can go seamlessly from one to the other, but this is not the application now. Just turn off your Bluetooth lah in your iPad, no? Then it'll stop doing that. You mean you have the Magic Trackpad, right? You're using the Apple Magic Trackpad, correct?
It's a MacBook. I just turn on the MacBook.
Oh, that's so weird. Your Mac. That's so weird. I've never heard about that before. Yeah.
Okay, it's next to each other.
Okay. Correct. Besides, they already engaged the air. Oh, they already engaged that for you. That's so cool.
That's so cool.
Because I thought it's engaged when you actually want to use your iPad as a slave to the computer. You basically make it a second screen. You can do that.
It just automatically does it.
No, you have to press a button, right? But
I didn't. I just moved the mouse to the side of my screen.
Oh, magic of Apple, right? Magic of Apple.
Yeah, that's so.
Stuff.
Whoa.
It's cool, right? You don't need another.
I need to stop getting distracted. This is what chapter is this again? Thermal physics.
Yeah, thermal physics. But again, please be warned. It is a bomb, lah. For you, right? Okay. It is a bomb, and you will likely encounter things that you are not supposed to encounter in IB, lah. So just say.
Oh.
Right. So that's my reservation. I don't want you to struggle with something that is practically unnecessary. It is interesting, but you do not want to go through that route, man.
Like list all the quantities that determine the state of an ideal gas.
That is fine. That's more like memorization, right?
State is what is meant by the ideal gas.
Yeah, that's memorization, and it is definitely part of your syllabus.
Show that the number of gas atoms in a storage cylinder is 3.67 times 10 to the power 24.
I'll leave that to you. However, I need to attend to your junior, yeah?
Right.
I'll see you next time, yeah?
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye then, yeah.
Wait, sorry, before you leave,
yes,
can you just confirm the next lesson? So it'll be every Sunday and every
Sunday is fine. But we cannot be Wednesday. It cannot be. Let me think. I don't think it can be Wednesday. You're only available on Wednesday, right?
No. It changed today. My math tuition is confirmed to be every week, Wednesday, 6 to 8.
Wonderful. So Wednesday is gone. So you can meet on Tuesday or Thursday.
Tuesday. Yes, I suppose I could meet on Tuesday.
Then Tuesday then. So it goes like this. So it goes like this. Let me just explain. Kyoko, I see you. Yeah. Let me just finish up with your senior and then I'll be with you. Okay. So for Tuesday, it goes like this. If you Tuesday go 1.5 hours, you split into 2 lah. So the option is Tuesday 45 minutes times 2, or Tuesday 45, Thursday 45, or Thursday also for 1.5 hours split into two. When I say split into two, I mean it's not a direct 1.5 hour where in the middle you can take a rest, but I want you to do questions in the middle if you can. So I'm extending the tuition on Tuesday or Thursday in anticipation that you might need to do more practice. Usually that's the case lah. So 45 minutes, then it's as if the tuition goes to break, but you can do more question by yourself. Then you come back to the tuition again, right? Right. This is especially useful when things get hectic near exam, something like that. So when you need to catch up things, but right now you're catching up with things, so it will be useful for you, right? So what do you want? Do you want Tuesday 45, Thursday 45? That's an automatic split, or you just want Tuesday 45, break 45?
I think Thursday we hold off.
I'm sorry, what day? Sorry?
I think we hold off on Thursdays.
Let's do both on Thursdays. You mean Thursdays, right? Thursday.
Like, no Thursdays. Let's try to avoid.
No Thursday, right? Let's do Tuesday. 45, break 45. It will work totally fine. No problem. Okay, Tuesday, yeah. So that means we start at 7:30. Start at 7:30, then you 45 minutes. Then break.
Probably end like 9:30.
Wait, let me think. That's probably fine. So if you put a
So
break in the
break,
middle, half an hour break to do stuff in the middle.
Yeah.
But then you will spoil. I don't know. I'm sorry. I cannot. So it'll go something like this.
15-minute break.
I have other slots to maintain. So right now it'll be like this. 45, 7:30, right? 7:30 just start like 45 minutes. And then what would that be? It'll be a 1 hour break and then 45 minutes again. Start at what is it? 7:15 lah. Would you please try that first?
So it's single.
So we'll start at 7:30, right? 45 minutes, right? Then break 1 hour and then 45 minutes. It'll end at 10.
Tomorrow? End at 10.
Yeah. Like I said, the break can be a 2 break lah. That's up to you.
Oh, like a full break. Okay.
I mean, at 1 hour, I don't put much emphasis with you should do this, you should do that. No, you can actually take a break or do something else. But when we need to, because we don't need it every time, but when we need to, we have that extra 1 hour to really do stuff. That by experience is what we need. That's just how JC or IB works. There'll be always peak period.
We'll keep the Tuesday night as well.
Tuesday night, right? So 7:30 start, then 45 minutes break, and then another 45 minutes. So the break is 1 hour. Okay. Let's give it a try first. Will that be okay? Let's give it a try. Daniel?
Yeah.
If you're okay, then I will direct my attention to your senior, to your junior. All right. I'll see you on Tuesday. Okay, no homework yet. I'll see you on Tuesday. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yoko, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I'm replying to. Yes, Kyoko. How are you? You finish your activity? Are you feeling healthy? Tell me your updates.
Yeah. Lessons haven't started yet, so.
Lesson have yeah. So you're having the camp and everything, like okay.
Everything should like all my activities, all that should be done by now. Nothing major.
So like your camp is done, and you don't have any follow up or anything on the camp lah.
I might have other things, but it's like not very major. I won't spend too much time on it.
Right. Of course, your CCA handoff will be on, I think, April last still, right? You still have CCA, right?
Yes.
And you are like the leader or something, so you need to hand over or something. Right, understand. That's just normal. But I take it that you will be able to give more appropriate time now for AMAT. All right. No other updates so far, yeah? No lessons, no nothing yet.
No.
Right. So you'll be starting like tomorrow lah, the lessons and
Yeah.
give me more updates lah. If when the lessons start, then maybe you will receive more, right? Okay. Let's focus on what we are trying to achieve together early on in this year. It is the same thing as what your sister achieved. So what does your sister achieve? Your sister achieved confidence before the next major exam. She experienced the same thing with you also. She seems to struggle in the previous major exam, right? But throughout holiday, we talk about how to do it, and we actually do it. And she has found the confidence before the major exam. Her major exam is, I think, 1 week from now. So, for example, today, because of clash, it's my mistake. I informed too late. There was a very messy thing, and then I informed too late, so she cannot attend. But both of us are totally fine for the exam purpose because she already did the proper things and she already find her confidence back. She is very prepared mentally for the major exam. Really very prepared. Okay. Now, you don't have a major exam next week. Of course, you'll be having, I don't know, a small exam or big exam later on. But last time, you understand this? Last time, people find confidence after exam. This you have to understand human being for a while, Kyoko. You don't feel confident for AMAT, correct? That is because of your recent past result. Your past result is definitely not something that makes you feel confident. That is totally human, right? It is, unless you know the way though, it is impossible to feel confident before the next exam. Let me explain why. Because confidence does not come before performance. Confidence comes after performance, meaning good performance. So you cannot feel confident before the next exam, and you will only feel confident after the next exam if you score well, right? Because confidence depends on performance. Unfortunately, not always the other way around. Performance doesn't depend on confidence, or rather, you cannot feel confident before performing well. That's just not how human being works. This is unfortunate, right? How can your sister therefore feel confident for the next major exam? That is what we achieved during holiday. That you did not achieve, right? Ainesh only achieved, I think, 1/3 of it, right? Because he's also not focused, you're also not focused, right? Okay. So what your sister experienced, I have already explained to you. He did a very proper exam training. If it is done properly, it is counted definitely by yourself as performance. Oh my goodness, I can perform. Therefore, before the next exam, I already performed so many times properly. I am confident before the next exam. The secret is just that. There is no other way around it. I don't know any other way. I'm sorry. I don't know any other way around. I only know that one method, but that one method is effective for the purpose of increasing your confidence. Okay? Okay. So, and let me clarify first with you. Nobody else is here. How important is it for you personally to feel confident before the next major exam?
Like O levels or my school exam?
So let's say there are two major exams before O level. Of course, the first one is prelim. We're not talking about even prelim. So we're not talking about O level. We're talking about your mid-year look. So SA1, that's quite major. That's maybe 60% to 70% of your O-level syllabus, whereas prelim is your full syllabus. Make sense so far? So I'm talking about, I guess, the mid-year where things are quite major. And I don't think you have much time to prepare, by the way. That's just the nature of rushing through every subject. How important is it for you to be confident before mid-year?
Not much.
So let me clarify this. Whether you feel confident or not, before mid-year, let's say mid-year is tomorrow, it is not very important for you to feel confident or not confident.
Maybe a bit, but not as much as I would for O-levels.
Oh. Yeah, of course. Tell me what is important for you before mid-year then?
Like practice and like knowing everything. Because before the test, I probably still won't be confident.
True much. You mean proper practice lah? You mean
proper preparation?
Then let me change my sentence lah. Your sister achieved confidence before exam by proper practice. Oh, her practice is very proper. After 2 or 3 times, she knows it, and then she keep doing it. Once you know what is proper practice for exam, you know what to do, and you always gain every time. Instead of just doing paper, and sometimes you gain, sometimes you're not, or after doing 3 papers, you still feel that you're not gaining at all. That's not what your sister experienced. Your sister experienced every time she does paper, she gains something, then obviously she is motivated to do more instead of, stopping on the way. That's how we work, right? Oh, this is doing me benefit clearly. Oh, I'm motivated to do more, especially when I have time. So that's how your sister do it during holiday, all right? Okay. So we don't have holiday before the major exam. That's the main difference. No? That's why it is good for your sister to achieve that during holiday. So what do? We have, your mid-year will actually be probably on early May. I'm guessing that maybe second week of May. So we have 4 months instead of a holiday. We should achieve the same result or even better during the 4 months, like your sister, so that when you face mid-year, you already are facing it with good preparation. Then that automatically makes it your prelim and then your O-level also good. Okay? All right. So how do we achieve that? I already told you, a proper exam training is one with reading and something. So enough theory. Starting this year, we're going to try to do it every time during tuition. Right? There are no updates, right? There are no updates yet. So what can I do? We're going to make some assumptions about what your school is going to do. Right? Ainesh, I can see you, yeah? I'll finish talking to Kyoko first. I want you to set up everything first. We will end at 10, by the way, Ainesh. We'll end at 10. Yeah. So, Kyoko, during holiday, we make the assumption that your teacher will go into the integration and differentiation, correct? That's why we study first. Okay? Yeah. But you haven't finished trigo. So back then, you were trying to do the hardest of the trigo proving. And I wasn't very happy with the way you do it, right? But I tell you the reason why. It is probably not the best idea to spend too much time on that on a holiday. It's probably best that we just go through slowly. As we go through slowly, you will get the idea of what proving is. Every time I see the question that your teacher is trying to ask you to do, it is too big of a jump. So I suppose I am not disagreeing with you. I am disagreeing with the homework by itself because I know what proving is. Okay, Kyoko? So we'll get to do it sooner or later, right? But if you don't do it right now, before you hand over the homework, it is not a bad thing. Doesn't matter what other people say about it, okay? Right? This one, you trust me a little bit. You trust me that this is the way to deal with it. Now, we're making an assumption that after trigo finish, which is very, very soon, you're going to jump into differentiation integration. That's where the holiday will start to bear fruit. So your holiday is not a waste, same like NH. We're already preparing a lot of groundwork for it. Now, what will happen, Kyoko, is when you enter differentiation integration, it is similar to last time. You will feel that, oh, now I can follow the class, or better yet, I can go faster than the class. Correct, yeah? I will now start to assign more exam-like questions during your start of differentiation integration so that you have something important and useful to do during class. Remember, you're not following the class tempo. Right? So once you practice all that, during tuition, we will start our exam training. Maybe not today. I don't think we can do that. But we will start doing exam training properly every time in tuition. And then on class, you'll be doing your own practice. Right? So no additional homework time. I don't want to assign you too much homework time. I just want you to make use of your class time to do my exam questions, if that makes sense. Whenever your teacher gives you homework, you prioritize that first. But I am guessing you'll be able to do it. If you cannot do some of your teacher's homework, immediately ask them during tuition. That's just standard stuff. Okay? Okay?
Yeah.
So all this will feel in place stronger when you do the differentiation integration, stronger. When you do trigo, you're still a bit rusty here and there. So we don't expect too much at all. We just follow properly. Now, tomorrow, next week, at the start of this week, you will know what your teacher will discuss about trigo. So you just update us and we'll deal with trigo. We'll wait until differentiation happen and then we'll go full speed. So far, so good? Now, your mid-year will very likely consist of differentiation integration and trigo. Then the rest are itsy bitsy here and there. Okay, so those are the two big things that you need to prepare for mid-year anyway. Okay? Yeah. Now, any questions so far? I just give you a rough thing of what we're going to do.
No.
Right. Okay. Right. So what do we do today, right? What do we do? Please confirm that you have no other homework or trigo that you need to ask me. Okay, turn on your handphone and everything, right? Now, Ainesh, I'm still waiting for your phone. This is already 5 minutes, yeah?
My homework, my homework had other trigo questions.
Have you done them? I know. Have you done them? Have you done them?
No, I'm not sure.
Do show me that, whether by phone or by your Jamboard. Do show me, right? Okay, so I can see your phone now. Now, Ainesh, I would like to solve the 5-minute thing. Yeah, doesn't seem to improve, so I will intervene. Yeah? Now, look.
It's not supposed to be like this usually. It's because I'm using my phone, so I have to install Zoom.
Then don't deinstall it, don't you?
Yeah, okay. But usually I use my parents' phone.
Why are you using your phone right now?
Because my dad is out.
Right. Is your table clear? Show me your table. Right, wonderful, wonderful. Right, on the right, I mean on the right. Right, is everything down? Oh, very good. Okay, good. Now, yeah, the nail clipper is fine, yeah. Your laptop cannot be in front of you, so for now, yep, I haven't sent you that. Now, I want your stand to not be folded. I just want your stand after tuition, just put it aside on there. You occupy a little bit of space, don't fold it or anything. So it's ready to use next time. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always like that.
Oh, it's always like that, right? So if you put in your phone, next time you turn on, right? Next time you turn on, then by 1 minute, you should have your phone already. Not even 1 minute, maybe half a minute. That
Yeah.
is my expectation for other people, not 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I want this to be done. Right? I want this to be done. I do not want to repeat it. I want your phone to be on by 1 minute, and I want you to be punctual. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
trying to squeeze as much benefit for you, and I want a response. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
So don't fold your stand. Yeah. Don't fold your stand. Now, your laptop is on your side, right? You don't need to use my tablet. I don't think you need to. Last time, what were we talking about? So that's the organization problem, right? Because you don't know, you cannot answer immediately, right? So let's look at your Jamboard there using your laptop. So what were we talking about?
It was the homework, I think.
Yeah, just look at it because I'm already there. I
Oh.
cannot be faster than you. This is also not okay. Right? You should be faster than.
Yeah. Okay, I'm in the Jamboard.
Now, Yoko, is it you have a new question on, sorry, which one?
Page 12.
Page 12. Yep. Okay, page 12. Page 12 and 13, is it? Wait.
Just 12.
Just 12, sorry. Is page 12 question 6 or question 2 and 3?
2 and 3.
2 and 3. You're saying that you cannot do 2 and 3, right? Okay. Right. So, Ainesh, the homework is already submitted. So, are we done with it or do we need to discuss it?
Oh, there's that one question. I mean, I would prefer to know how to do it.
Of course. So, the arc and sector thing here, the triangle with circle, you can do, is it? Because there's no news after that.
22?
Yeah, 22.
Oh, no, but apparently that wasn't even the homework. Apparently, half of the questions we did was actually not part of the homework, but I guess it's good practice.
Oh, it's good practice. And especially 22. 22 also is important practice for exam. Whereas the hard question that you ask, that's not very important. That's not very important. Now, we'll still discuss that. Please put it in the Jamboard. Please put it in the Jamboard. And also, please put further homework. Do you have further homework?
No.
That's the end of the homework, really?
Yeah.
Then go to your exam paper and take a few of this question. Take 4. Then you will see whether your homework is at the level of your exam paper. That's very important. Please do
What
so.
year do you want me to do?
Go to the past paper. No. You're going to choose you use a random year, doesn't matter, but you're going to record it on the Jamboard. This is year how much, and you're going to put it. Every paper, only one. So you Gabriel have to scour for exam papers. Understand?
Yeah, okay.
Right? So please do so, yeah. Now for you, Kyoko, I'll give you a hint, okay? You have your identities list, yeah, Kyoko?
Yeah.
Do you understand my hint?
Oh.
Right? This
Yeah.
is same. Now, tangent, this is tangent A minus B or C. Right? Or C.
So I don't
This
have to. Do I have to use the? I still have to use the special angles, right?
Yes, you still have to use it. And do you remember what they are?
Yeah.
Okay, you still have to use them, but you also need identity, so you have to combine both. Make sense? Right? Please try. Are you doing it on Jamboard? I need to see how you work. So if you have to do it on paper, then take a picture. That's a bit slow, but that's what you need to do, right? Now, Ainesh, yes, Kyoko, you're saying?
No.
So, Ainesh, are you looking at your paper?
Yeah, I put on 17. I don't know if this is a question related to it.
Yeah, like it. Wait, let me think. No. Is this a combination? This is more like arc and sector, so I don't mind. This thing is important for our topic, but this is not our topic.
Okay,
it is not.
I'll find something.
Right. Please find another one. It looks similar though, so credit that. Please put the year
Oh, 22.
Yeah. Which paper? So that you don't get lost.
Venn diagram.
No. Venn diagram, no.
What about this?
Let me see. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Again, the year and the paper. So you found one. That's it. It's a very short question. How about B, C, D?
BCD is, it's polynomials.
Oh, so there's no connection.
There's no connection.
Understand. So why don't we go to the next paper? Just let 2020 be, and you go find these two topics. So arc and sector, I specifically request for it, and then the topic that you're currently doing. Right?
Okay.
Well, what you found is not very complicated. So I guess, I don't know, is that good? Maybe.
That's good. That's good.
I mean, maybe you can do it now. I guess that's good. I guess.
That's very good news. Have I shown you my paper through screen sharing before? Like my math paper, it's not chem.
No.
Because now you know that in chem electrolysis is tested a lot, but we don't know for math.
We don't have a what? Sorry.
Like we don't know for math which topic is tested the most, but we know for chem like electrolysis is the most important.
Yeah. And we
So I guess
haven't
we
been
should do
talking about it for a while. Yeah. Tomorrow we're gonna talk about it. Remember, chemistry Monday, right? So math, we're trying to find out, right? We're finding out through this process, right? You don't find out near exam, right? You find out right now. That's good.
This is it's angles, but it's not arc and sector, and it's not.
Put it in first. Put it in first.
It's a very big question.
Good, Kyoko.
I think this one has to go on the next page.
Oh, please go. Yeah, don't save space like this. Yeah, don't. Sorry, Kyoko was testing something. Yeah. So I'll pretend that your cert is fine. Yeah? I'll pretend that your cert is fine. Don't save space and go to the next page whenever you run out. Right? Your year, please, Ainesh. This is not arc and sector. This is triangle. So try again. Right. This is not the topic that I'm asking. Of course, this is a topic, but not this one. Go and find topics with circle. Easy, right? It will always involve circle. Huh? Right? Visually, it should be obvious.
Yeah, exactly. But I saw angles, so I thought maybe.
So not yet. Okay, I'm not going to review this for now.
Okay. I guess we can remove it.
Do remove it. Yoko, what happened? Why did you erase?
Oh, okay. This looks.
Sorry?
Why did you erase your 2B?
You say use the next page.
Oh, no. 2B is fine. No, I mean, maybe after 2B, you run out of space, right? After 2B, right? So, yeah. Now, when you move to the next page, just copy the question again, right? Oh, yes, Ainesh, good. This is our topic right now. So good. So we have a 7 mark, right? Oh, harder than what I expect. Because you haven't learned. Oh, goodness me. Why does this question exist?
It's hard.
No, you haven't learned the two things you need here. Both question you cannot do because you haven't learned.
I mean, I don't think we finished the topic yet then.
Ooh.
So we're
Alright.
off schedule.
The arc and sector. Never mind. We're just collecting questions. The arc and sector. Kyoko, pi radian is how many degree?
$180.
Do write it down on top, just to guide you. So 3/4 of 180 is
60.
3/4. Come on.
Okay.
Inish arc and sector, please.
135.
Good, Kyoko. Good. There is a special angle, so kind of. Right?
I'm just going older and older because the school doesn't have 2020 and 2021 and 2022.
You mean 2019? That's it. You don't find any arc and sector.
Yeah.
Do screen share. Just want to make sure.
2019.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we're just zooming on circles, right? Whenever there's a circle, we pay attention, right? Oh, goodness me, Kyoko. So first of all, Kyoko, please use the identities, Kyoko. You're not using the identities. Yeah, go on, Anish. It's okay. Paper 2, right? Paper 2. Okay, go on. Identities, Kyoko, identities. No, go on, Anish. Go on. Go on. What identities, Kyoko? Yes, that is.
How did I not see this? Oh, subtense. This has to be.
Don't waste time like this. Quickly.
Is this one, right?
Arc and sector. Yeah, you see the word sector there. Kyoko, what identities should we be using here?
Cos A plus B.
Good. Cos A plus cos B. Cos A plus B. So yeah, cos A plus B, right? So it becomes, let me see. Good, Inish. Right. So let's move on to the older ones.
Hello?
Yes, Inish.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
we are done with this paper. Let's move on. Order doesn't matter. Math stays about the same. The syllabus also stays about the same. Now, Kyoko, I will write something and you must pay attention very quickly. Yeah. This is not true. That means your trigo is not strong. Yeah. So this part is wrong, and don't erase this. This one is correct, okay? This one is wrong. Yeah. We are trying to do this. This one is wrong. Somehow your brain thinks that it is correct. If you know why your brain thinks is correct, please explain to yourself right now. If you do not know why your brain thinks this is correct, that's even more dangerous. But what to do? I keep reminding you, this is probably the 4th time I remind you already. This is truly what your brain thinks is correct, and it is wrong. Just check your calculator. Do you know why you think this is correct? What's wrong, Anish?
Which one do additional, right? Because I don't know about year 4.
Yeah, paper 1, paper 2, we check.
Oh, what? There's nothing here. That's it.
Really? Well, okay. No, that's elementary math. Oh, wait. Elementary math is where, I'm sorry. Elementary math is
2017.
where both your topic is in. Both the arc and sector and the circle question right now should be in elementary math. So we must check elementary math. So this is where the syllabus gets divided. So find circles. No circles. Right, okay, let's check with one. At least in local, that's what they will do. So I guess. But not this one, this is a Venn diagram. So it's not. There's no circle. And we're done. Goodness me. Okay, let's try paper 1 then. You haven't checked paper 1, right?
I did.
We didn't find any, really.
Yeah.
Okay, check with calculator, Kyoko. Goodness me, there's nothing here. 2. Oh, goodness me, we're flying in the dark here. So let's just check elementary math. No, that's Venn.
Is this?
No, this is page 3, so you should go down. No, here, no circles. Oh, this is arc and sector. This thing is arc and sector. Question B then. So Kyoko, have you checked with calculator?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give you more explanation, right? Just put in question 19. So Aryan, you're going to start with the one at page, no, stop collecting it. You're going to start with the one at page, the one before. What page is this? Jamboard. Just go to Jamboard. The one before. Oh, page 18 then. Yeah, very good. 1,000 people. Good. Yeah. Go to page 18. Question 7. You do this one first. Okay. This is in surface arc and sector question. Why do I ask you to do it? I hope it's going to be very clear, right? When you do it. Now,
Is it supposed to
Kyoko,
be easy?
not difficult, not difficult. Right. So Kyoko, if you don't resolve this, you will keep doing the mistake, and it is not an okay mistake. Yeah, it will. That means it will always sabotage you. This is conceptual. Since this happens around 4 to 5 times already, just intuition, there is something that we need to fix. Now, Kyoko, just looking at the calculator, is that enough to convince you so that you will never repeat this mistake again?
No.
Right. Then I'll try a few things to help you overcome this problem. Let me repeat one more time. I think your brain thinks that this is right. That's why you keep repeating it, right? Okay, so I'll try a few things. Draw a cosine graph, please, Kyoko. It's a good practice.
What graph?
Draw a cosine graph, please. Ainesh, fold your paper, please, so that I can see more of your paper. As in, don't expand it like that. That's a nice cosine graph, but please continue repeating 3 more times. 2 more times, sorry, 2 more times. Ainesh, did you hear it? Oh. Nice. Kyoko, draw the x and y axis.
What is? He told me in class, but I forgot. What is subtending?
Sorry, which one? Sub 10?
Sub 10, yeah. Question 7, right?
Oh, no. I don't think I've ever told you sub 10, right?
No, my school teacher.
Okay, all he means, okay, very fancy word, yeah, but you already know what it means. You already know, yeah. So this is what it means visually. Please remember it visually. This angle faces the chord. Remember, that's how we say it. Here's the chord, the angle faces the chord, right? So the chord subtends at the angle of 75 to the center. Put it another way, this angle faces this chord. That's it, look.
Oh.
That's all. What does the first subtend? Don't know, who cares? But visually, that's what it means.
Okay.
Right? Okay, good, Kyoko. So x-axis. Tell me, Kyoko, what is x-axis? What do we put in x-axis?
The angle.
I totally agree with you. Now, in your graph, put 45 degree angle and put 135 degree, also an angle. It's a bit small, so try your best to be accurate. You don't put it there. Yeah? Of course, you put it there. Yeah, correct. Now you put it on the axis. Good. No, it's okay for you to put on the graph as long as you also put it on the axis. Yeah, nice. 45 degree. Good. Write down the 45 and put in the 135 also. Ainesh, if you're ready to start, please.
I think I'll start.
Yeah. Make sure that your writing position is always comfortable. You don't have to adjust anything. If you have to adjust anything, adjust the pen, right? Okay, good.
Is it good?
I prefer that I can see the bottom of your paper also. So there's some wasted space on top. I don't want wasted space. That means you have to shift around. If you shift around during writing, then I'm okay. But if you don't, then this is a better view. Okay, good. Do try to draw it again if you find that helpful, Ainesh.
Good. Yeah, I think I can do it a little bit.
Right. I'm happy. Now I'm happy with your 45 and 135. Yeah, I'm happy. Now, my question, pay attention very quickly. Yeah, this is supposed to be a cosine graph, right? Correct?
Yeah.
In this graph, where can you find cosine 45? Where is it? Not 45, yeah, but cosine 45. Now, that's not exactly true because when you circle that, I agree, but that can also mean 45. Show me clearly where is cosine 45, not 45.
I don't get it.
The length of BP. Well, I'm not surprised. Now, here is the hint. Tell me, have you seen this hint before?
I don't see anything.
Not yet. Yeah.
Hello?
Do you see anything now?
No.
Okay, what?
Oh, I just got curious.
Right.
Oh, yeah, okay. Do you see the kite?
Yes. Think about it.
Yeah, I do.
Right. Then what is it about the kite? Please follow up to there. I don't just ask you to see the kite. The kite is what? This is the third time I tell you. You should be getting this one by now. The kite is? Look at the previous Jamboard. Trust me when I say this is the third time I tell you the hint. So the hint is recorded for your benefit. That's why I say after a while, I speak less of you and I record more. Refer to your previous Jamboard. What was the hint? Kyoko, do you know where cosine 45? Yes or no?
No.
Now, special angle cosine 45 is what?
Root 2/2.
If you put it in calculator, that's around what?
2.
No, wrong. 2 over 2 is?
Oh, 0.7.
Right. Just to be clear, cosine 90 is 1, right? No, cosine 0 is 1. Here's your 0, right? Where's cosine 90? There. This is 1, which is equals to cosine 0. Okay? This is like that. That's 0.7, which is kind of equal to cosine 45 degrees. Okay? Where is cosine 135? Look, cosine 135 is here, there. That is cosine 135. My point is simple, Kyokoya. Do you realize the angle is on the x-axis? What is on the y-axis? The cosine of the angle. That's why it's called a cosine graph. This is cosine of the x. Where can you find cosine 45? Yeah, on the y-axis. Where can you find cosine 135? On the y-axis. Think about this for a while, Kyokoya. Think about this carefully for a while. Do you get it on?
No.
One more time. What is cosine 45? 0.7, right? So there, 0.7. If you don't get this, open Desmos and play with Desmos, right? And then share your screen. Okay. Inesh, do you see anything from the previous page? Not previous, Jim. What was about the previous page?
I think it's congruent, but I don't think it's congruent.
The kite is always congruent.
But
If
it
not,
doesn't
it's
look
not here.
at all.
Why do you refer to how it looks like? I don't get it. I know it's a great temptation. I mean, it's a visual topic. I totally get that. But I am imposing a logic here. Whether it looks or not, remember the hint first. The kite is always congruent, so give it the benefit of doubt.
Or it's similar. Is that possible?
For your sake, I'll just tell you there's another shape called butterfly. You haven't been seeing a lot of butterfly. Let me show you a butterfly. It's just the next. Look at page 18. At page 18. Are you page 18?
Yeah.
This is a butterfly. You see the butterfly? Those butterfly, there are two triangles, right? Those are similar. Butterflies are similar.
I see.
Kites are congruent. From my experience, it's guaranteed. For you, I know you have some doubt. That's why I say give it the benefit of doubt. Because if you remember that kite is congruent, you may remember to use it later on. Butterfly is similar. You may remember to use it if you need to. I want to see you use it, Inesh. Give it the benefit of doubt. You are doubtful. Give it the benefit of doubt.
Yeah. It looks so.
So draw something. Draw something. Kyoko, are you on Desmos?
Yeah.
Share screen. Right. No need the video. Yeah. Okay. Now share screen, please. Oh, you want me? You want to show your video? I'm sorry. I stopped your video. Please start again. I think it's easier if you just share the screen from your iPad, but you can show me the video from handphone also. That's harder, yeah? So please do so if you want. So just start your video again.
Disabled is disabled.
I'm so sorry. How do I do that? Ask to start video again. Try. Inesh, draw something, draw the kite. Now, Kyoko, you have to deal with the x-axis not in degree, it is in radian. Understand? So when you write down cos 135, that's not 135 degree, that's 135 radian. So it's not very good. Like you have to put it in radian. No? So I believe you can put it in pi, for example, right? I can put it in pi. So 135 is 3 pi over 4, right? Do you have the pi? You should be able to find, there you go. No, that's not the pi. You have a pi in decimals. Then the pi is in front of you. Bottom row, not the one that you scored that, but the 3 pi over 4. Now that is definitely that. Now you don't want this. You want the line x equals to 3 pi over 4. Please do that. Ainesh, first of all, you are dividing the triangle wrongly. The congruent triangle is not like this. The congruent triangle goes from A to P. No wonder you don't see it as congruent. No wonder. This two triangle is not congruent. The congruent is from A. You divide OP.
Oh.
That's the congruent one.
Okay, that looks a lot more congruent. Okay.
Yeah, that is the congruency, and you will be using that. I mean, that's one way to solve this question. That's one way. That's one way. That's not the only way, but that's definitely one way.
Okay.
Right? So, Kyoko, that is your 135 lah. So just make it easy first. Also, x 1/4 pi. That's your 45, right? Yeah, another one. Pi below, below Kyoko, yeah. Divide by 4. Right, so Kyoko, you know how to find your 45 degree even though it's radian. The question is, where is your cosine 45? Don't say it's the point. That's wrong. You know that the point is x comma y. So 0.7 is the y-axis, ma? Do you understand? Where is cosine 45? On the y-axis. You cannot click it there though. You just have to believe that it's there. I mean, why is it so difficult to trace? It's going to trace back to 0.7. Correct or not? Just click the point. Just click the point. Just click the point. And then imagine that you draw a line to the y-axis. The y-axis is 0.707. Correct or not? So where is cosine 45?
0.7.
Oh, your congruency is lousy, Ainesh. This is not the first time you do it. Please just prove the congruency, please. You cannot just use the congruency, you have to prove it, and then you know that you're wrong. Ainesh, prove the congruency.
Yeah, no, thank you. All right.
Refer to your previous questions about the kite. Ask you to be organized so they can refer quickly. Yoko, do you understand this first? If you don't, I'll repeat. Where is cosine 45? At the y-axis. Make sense or not?
Yeah.
Where is cosine 135?
Negative.
Where is it?
Negative 0.7.
No, that is what is cosine for 135. I get it. Cosine 135 is minus 0.7. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
Below.
No, it's the y coordinate of the point, right?
Yeah.
So that means it's on the y-axis. Oh, goodness me, you don't understand, right? Type y, 0.707. Type y equals to 0.707. Rather better yet, just type y equals to √2/2 because you know that's the correct answer. Ganesh, are you stuck?
Yeah.
Organization is a long thing. Look at page. Sorry.
15, and I was on 15. I'm not a visual person.
Look at page 14.
Sorry, yeah, the phone.
Do you see a kite?
Yeah.
Do you see my hint?
Yes.
The
That's
hint
how I
is,
got that.
right, kite is congruent. How do you prove the congruency of this kite? Please refer. I know your work better than you. That's not a praise. Kyoko, y equals to minus root 2 over 2, another one. Right? Now you can click look, you look at the point, right? Cosine 135. Where is cosine 135? Think carefully. Where is it? There, on the y-axis. Does it make sense?
Mm.
Where is cosine 45? Not what is, where is it? There, on the y-axis. Value 0.707. Okay. Now, where is cosine 60? Would you like to try using Desmos? You have to use radian. Where is cosine 60? X equals to pi over what, right? Right. So you found the x-axis, 60. Where is cosine 60? Ainesh, do you get your own work? Page 14. We are very slow, yeah? What's going on here, yeah? Do I have... What is this, man? I don't mind if you ask questions, but it's like you're doing nothing and you're very slow to refer on something that you've done before. Am I missing something here? You were sleepy back then and you were good. Today, you don't seem to be sleepy. What is going on here? I'm honestly asking it.
Nothing. I was just eating dinner. So.
You are late and then you're eating dinner. Maybe we should reduce tuition, right? Maybe. Yoko, where is cosine 60? Do you understand? The cosine is on the y-axis. Therefore, look at it visually, Yoko. Cosine value can only go between 1 to -1. And then they repeat. They go back and forth, up and down.
Yeah.
Does this make sense visually? I don't mean mathematically, just visually. Cosine graph is like that one, up and down, 1 to -1 to 1 to -1.
Yeah. Yeah.
So therefore, because cosine graph is up and down, it repeats, right? Therefore, cosine 135 is not 3 times cosine 45. It's not. The y-axis does not do that. Cosine 45, when it becomes cosine 135, it is not times 3. Strangely speaking, the graph goes down. Cosine 45 is up there, and then cosine 135 goes down there. Whatever it is, that's not times 3. The cosine. The 45, I know 45 times 3 is 135. I know that's the x-axis, not the y-axis. I'm trying to speak to your brain to convince you that what you're doing is wrong because of the graph. Does that make some sense to you, Kyoko?
Yes, but then I have a question.
Yes, please.
Then why do people label it like 45 degree, 60 degree, and like 135 degree on like the graph?
No, they should label it. Of course, on the point. The point has 45, I agree. But remember, point is x, y. That's what a point means, right? So point has x look and y look. So you must understand the 45 on the x-axis and the cosine 45 on the y-axis. What I say and what people do is not wrong. They don't clash. Because a point is x comma 1. It has both x-axis and y-axis. When we talk about cosine though, let's be very clear. We talk about the y-axis. Cosine 45. I know cosine of the x-axis, but cosine of 45 is not on the x-axis. Only the 45 is. Cosine is not. Same with sine. Same with tangent. Good, Ainesh, good. I'm seeing some sense right now. Why are they all the same? Why do you consider, yeah, they're not good. You're not using one more information, Ainesh. You need to use all the information. You're not. What information are you not using? Do you mind zooming in a bit? I cannot follow. Just zooming in.
Oh, this one cannot zoom in. It's my phone, so.
Okay, 75, and then what do you write?
105.
Okay, correct. Focus on the triangle, Ainesh. I keep having to remind you, yeah, what is important in triangle is a triangle must what? For it to be usable to you, a triangle must
have 3 sides, 3 angles.
I record my hint.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
So
next time I'll ask you to refer to it. Kyoko, is this enough to try to fix the mistake?
Yeah.
Right?
So what you're saying is the x-axis is the angle,
Yes.
the y-axis is the value.
Cosine, the value of the cosine of the angle.
Yeah.
Same thing with sine. If it is a sine graph, the x-axis is the angle, the y-axis, the value of the sine, which also goes up and down. Therefore, sine 135 is not 3 times sine 45. It's not. The y-axis don't behave like that.
Okay.
Visually, if it makes sense, I think it should be able to counter your brain. Should be able to. It's a new knowledge for you. Hopefully it works out. Ainesh, which triangle are you focusing on? Which triangle?
I can do A or B.
Kyoko, if you're ready, then you try to do the question again. Cosine 135 is not 3 times cosine 45. So what are you supposed to do? What are you supposed to do? Ainesh, what is OAB 105 divided by 2?
Angle wise. Is it not? It is.
What are you talking about? I'm very... I don't like what you're doing today. Could you finish your dinner? You don't look like you're here. 1 hour I talked to I don't know who.
Oh no, I finished it long ago. Like I finished it after you said it.
Use your finger. Which one is 105?
This.
Then you divide by 2 and you call that OAB.
No. I did this to get this plus this. And then divide by 2 because it's isosceles.
I see what you mean. Will that help you to solve what you want? So your triangle you're focusing is OAB. Okay, I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. I don't think that's the best triangle, but I can appreciate that. My problem with that is very simple. You need BP, right? You need BP. Will that help you to find BP? If that triangle helps you, then I stand corrected. Do something with OAB so that you can find BP, right? Because when a triangle, you know 3, you can apply what?
Apply Pythagoras triangle.
Sorry, I cannot hear you.
I can apply Pythagoras of the triangle.
Yeah, you can apply Pythagoras. I'll write down.
Or
And sine rule, cosine rule. Be very
Sine.
specific.
I could also just do regular cosine sine.
Yes, you can. Anything you can, but it must be no 3 lah. So how would that help you here? Kyoko, are you ready to move to the question?
Yeah, I think.
Can you find cosine 135 then? I guess that's the next question. The graph do tell you, but you cannot use the graph to solve this question. You must use some sort of presentation. The graph is very helpful, but not to be presented. Ainesh, are you stuck?
Yeah.
Now, Ainesh, you're a visual person, right?
No.
So you're just not using it. Could you please try to change triangle? Preferably a triangle that contains BP. If that triangle knows 3, then you have shortcutted it. If cannot, then we try a roundabout way. The triangle you choose does not have BP. You automatically have to do roundabout. Do you understand? Could you please choose another triangle, if possible, that know 3 and contain BP? Is it possible? Which triangle would that be if there is?
ABP.
ABP. Goodness me. ABP is no 3 or not?
It's no 2, but I can make it no 3.
What do you mean by no 2? I cannot even see 1. Well, I see 1. Sorry, I see 1. What do you mean by no 2?
Because I know this, right? I know ABO. So
You
now
know
I
ABO,
can
yes.
find out what ABP is.
You know ABO, so you know ABP. Well, yes, you are
Now
right.
I know 2.
But you're going through a roundabout, so you know 2 lah.
Yeah.
3 angle doesn't count as 3. Keep telling you, you need one side. You need one side. The no 3 includes one side. ABP, do you know one side or not?
No.
Then please use another triangle which contains BP and no 3 and have one side also. Goodness me, please find it yourself. Kyoko, you are stuck.
No, I just tried. Like, I want to ask something.
Yes.
How do you know if it's minus? Like, if it's a different, like it can be any angle.
The simple answer is, from me, the graph. The graph tells me it's negative. That's my answer lah. Your teacher answer is different. Your teacher answer is, use all science teacher are crazy. You want my answer, you want his answer, both works. You seem to forget anyway. You seem to forget both though. You need to remember at least one lah. Ken, you have to remember at least one lah.
Yeah, but then if it's cosine 90, then
according to the graph, easy, right? If the teacher method doesn't work, just look at the graph. Cosine 90 is what? Just look at it visually. Where's 90? Where's 90 degree in the graph? So what is cosine? Your drawing must be good lah. Your drawing must be good lah. 90 is not there lah. I know your drawing is a bit wanky, but where is 90? Where is cosine 90? This one doesn't have 90. You have to do pi over 2. Oh, goodness me, you don't know where 90 is. Oh, goodness me.
Mm.
Ainesh? There is no other oh, goodness me. Just randomly assign, randomly say to me triangles. Just randomly.
I know
Other-
OBP too as well, but
Oh, what? Oh, what? Oh?
OBP
Okay, let's try OBP. Do you know 3 or not?
2,
What is the 2?
90 degrees as well.
But you still have one side lah. Now, your problem is you never use the congruent. Goodness me. You never use the congruency to your benefit. You never. What does congruency means?
What? Oh.
You have proven the congruency. I'm totally fine. Proving is not using. After you prove, you can use. There's no mark for proving. What does congruency means?
Yeah, but I haven't proved it's congruent, so I can't just split the angle in two.
You have what? No, not me. I thought you put it on top. No, me. I thought that's what you did. What?
Oh yeah, I did. Okay.
Who am I speaking you today? Yoko, did I answer your question?
Maybe.
So what is cosine 90?
0.
Why are you in doubt?
Because I want to know if it applies to the other angles also.
Cosine 90 is not in quadrant 1 and in quadrant 2. It is not positive, okay? It's because it's just 0. Huh? Now, what makes it what is your concern if you can express it better?
Like, because if like 45 is above, then
yeah, 135 is below, right?
then from other angles, is it the same? Like,
here's what your teacher say, right? Here's what your teacher say. All science teachers are crazy, meaning he's trying to say cosine is negative at quadrant 4, right? How about quadrant 1 to 3? Well, quadrant 1 is always positive. That's what your teacher will say, right?
Yeah.
How about quadrant 2 and quadrant 3 for cosine? He's saying that quadrant 1 is always positive. I make a mistake here now. Quadrant 4 is also positive, right? That's what your teacher is saying. So imply quadrant 2 and 3 negative, no? Imply lah.
Yeah.
Right? For sine is quadrant 1 and quadrant 2 positive. So imply quadrant 3 and 4 negative, right? Is that enough, or do you want to know my method also?
I know the method, but like let's say, like if it's sine 60, it will be above, right?
If you draw the sine graph, it will be very clear. That means you have to draw the graph first.
No, cosine, sorry.
Yeah,
cosine.
60 is above, right? Correct.
Yeah, then cosine 120, will it be the same?
My question to you is this. Do you divide the graph into 4? Because it's quite obvious how to divide it into 4, right? 4 quadrant, 0, 90, 180, 270, and 360, right? That's what I teach you at the start, correct?
Yeah.
Quadrant 1, 2, 3, 4. Isn't it obvious that quadrant 1 is always above, visually? Isn't it obvious to you? If it is not obvious, you tell me, right?
Yeah.
And isn't it obvious that quadrant 2 is always below?
Yeah.
Quadrant 3 is always?
Below.
Quadrant 4 is always?
Above.
Visually, what your teacher say makes sense. My method is visual, your teacher's method is memorized, but both make sense. In a sense that I hope it can convince you.
So that means, but cosine 120 isn't 0, right?
According visually, it's not right. Visually, it's below 0.
It's not right.
Visually, it's below 0. Correct.
And then it will be a different value, right?
I mean, it's a negative value. I can tell you
Yeah,
one is negative. Yeah, because cosine 90 is 0 and this is definitely below. Again, visually, it's much easier to see that. Look at the graph, basically. Okay. Hey, Inish, this is 1 hour and you're still stuck, yeah?
Yeah. Is it possible to switch to another question?
No, I don't want.
Okay.
No. This is no tree, right? The point of no tree is that if you know tree, then you can apply Pythagoras or normal sine or sine rule or cosine rule. You said it yourself.
I can't apply normal Pythagoras. I can't apply not a regular triangle.
Draw the triangle OBP again separately so that it's easier to see, and then just write down everything that you know, right? Just write down everything that right? You're drawing it nicely, good. OBP, where's OBP? Good, you draw 90. Right, that looks about right. And what else do you know? Your OB is 12, right? What else do you know? You know 3, right? You know that one. And I guess to be fair, you know one more, right? Are you saying that you are still of the opinion that you cannot do this? You cannot find BP. You cannot apply anything here, really? I mean, you can apply sine rule. To be fair, you can apply sine rule here. You can apply sine rule in a 90-degree triangle. Why don't you try applying sine?
I'll go through tangent.
You can apply tangent? Yeah, I totally agree that you can apply tangent. Yes, correct. Kyoko, are you still stuck?
I know that this is negative, right?
Right. Put a bracket, please. Bracket negative root 2 over 2. You need it for the multiplication. No, how come you're not doing cosine 30, sine 135?
Because if it's cosine 120, then will it be a negative?
Would you like to check the answer key, Inish? Look, I don't get it, Kyoko. So look at the graph, right? Is cosine 30 positive or negative? Look at the graph.
Positive.
So why do you write minus negative?
No, I'm asking for different like question unrelated to this.
What do you want?
Like if how do you write it in presentation if it's like cosine 60, cosine 120, and cosine 180?
You just have to write cosine 120 equals to minus half. They don't ask for a lot more.
Then 180 is...
You just look at the graph lah. Come on, you just look at the graph. What is cosine 180? You can also press the calculator lah if you want to. What is cosine 180? You cannot see it from the graph, mate. In the graph, where is cosine 180? You can press the calculator also. Yeah, what is that? What is cosine 180? Inish, do you have the answer key?
I'm checking. No, I don't.
2019 paper 2 do not have the answer key.
No. If anything, the older you go, the more likely you are to.
Right. So let me see. Your work is flying around, right? Yeah, it looks about right lah. You just have to trust me on that. No?
Okay.
Now, what do you want to bring, Inish? Which one will bring you success? You think carefully this. Which one will bring you success? more successful homeworks, I guess that is kind of useful. You want to bring that into exam because you were successful in your homework. I must say, only the last one can. Or do you want to bring something else so that you're successful in exam?
Bring what?
In your mind, of course. Like you go to the exam empty-minded, cannot be, right? Empty-handed, maybe lah, you cannot bring a lot. But what do you bring in your mind? Memorization?
No.
The fact that you could do your homework quite successfully, I must say. Is that one you want to bring in exam?
Oh, sure, I guess. But I also want to do this. I also want to do exam questions. I don't know how. Today I just had it off day.
I think you're just not focused. I don't know. You're just motivated. I spent 1 hour shouting at you.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that at all. I don't want to waste my voice. It's not nice to shout at people, but you're very frustrating today.
Mm.
Anyway, I asked you the question, not so that I can complain at you. I don't want to complain at you. Do you want to bring this in exam? Just look at the hint I give you. Look at the hint. Do you see the kite? Do you want to bring that to exam?
Yeah.
But why? Why do you want to bring that to exam? What's your reason?
Because I've seen it like twice already, and I'm very sorry.
3 times.
Yeah.
And every time you see it, what happened?
I forget. So.
No. After you remember, what happened?
I was at least able to start doing it.
What is the next hint?
Triangle must know 3. Oh, I already knew that. I just forgot.
No, you forgot. I'm sorry. Then you don't know lah.
Yeah, I guess.
What do you want to bring to exam?
Everything.
No, it won't be everything, my man, Ainesh. If your mind is crowded in exam, might as well fail lah, especially for math. My man, just bring the right things enough and correct, just as little things as possible that will help you. You cannot bring everything. That mentality will cost you the exam. I guarantee you. You give me the benefit of doubt, Ainesh. If not, you'll keep doing things your way.
Okay.
What do you want to bring to exam? You're going to ask that yourself. My suggestion is you bring those hints. You cannot even refer to it. That's why I keep asking you. I was wondering, do you value the hint or not? Maybe you just value the hint so that you don't have to be disturbed by the question. In that case, I know why you fail your exam though. I know why. Because you weren't looking for things to bring to exam. Basically, that's the reason. Basically. Next time, I will just write the hint and then you have to find it yourself, especially if it is not a new hint. That's how I force you to look at your previous one. That's how I force you to put value in the right things. Would that be okay, Ainesh? If not, you will be stuck for it for one tuition, but I won't be shouting at you. I will, however, write the hint so that you can see it next time. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else that you want to write before 2 more minutes we end? Is there anything else that you want to write? For yourself in the future, of course. On the Jamboard.
No, nothing. I think I would have been able to complete this like within 10 minutes if I was normal.
And you didn't?
Yeah.
Would you like to take a picture of your working and put it on the Jamboard?
No, it's very
You
nice.
should. It's organized. It's being organized. The paper will be lost. You should.
Okay. How do I take a picture?
Using the tablet lah. Like it's not the first time you take pictures. You are frustrating on every level today, right? Please take a picture so that the people can get lost, but you have your Jamboard. Kyoko, are you done with the question?
What I put the answer?
I don't know, on the same page probably, so you can at least refer to it, move it around. True. Then if there is no space, what can you do to be organized? Be organized today, not tomorrow, right? So what can you do?
Move this to another page.
Therefore, you can duplicate the page if that helps. Just duplicate the page and then delete the other question. Delete the other question and then you can organize. Oh, it is full. It is full. It is full. So what I will do is I'll help you.
To page 20.
You just move it to page 20.
Yeah.
Oh, you're correct also. You can do that also. That's being organized. Please arrange your working properly. We organize today, yeah, not tomorrow. Is there anything you would like to cancel or cover in your work?
No, I just want to say, insanely messy redo later.
I'm sorry, what did you say? Sorry?
Yeah.
Insanely messy redo another way.
I want to see if I can do it faster on another day.
Sure thing. That's question A, by the way.
Yeah.
Now, this is exam situation. This is exam situation. You are not ready for exam, even though you are good at your homework. Don't let that discourage or let that encourage you, let that whip you, whatever. But we are dealing with an exam question whereas your class is still don't know where you are. I hope that motivates you. You're doing the right thing. That's one good thing about today. I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay.
Kyoko, same thing, yeah? Any last question? Yes, Anish, I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. Before that, you said we would stop tuition on one of Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Which of those days would that be?
Right. So Monday is confirmed because of chemistry, right? Sunday is confirmed because of math. We'll do one more day for now. One more day. You can choose in, sorry. Is it possible? Okay, sorry. The time slot goes, I'm sorry, I haven't told you the time slot. What am I talking about, right? So on Tuesday, you have 45 minutes. So it's not a 1.5 hour slot, right? So that means if you choose Tuesday, you automatically choose Thursday. They are both 45. Those are the option if you want to split the 1.5 hour.
Oh, okay.
To me, it doesn't matter which one, but if you choose Tuesday, automatically choose Thursday, 45. Make sense so far?
But Tuesday, I can't do 1.5 hours.
No.
Okay.
Because other slots. However, there is a one slot, 1.5 hour, which is on Wednesday. So what happens here? Let me explain. You can do a maximum of 1.5 on Sunday, right? 1.5 on Monday, and then 1.5 total on Tuesday and Thursday, and then another 1.5 on Wednesday. That's how I arranged the slot for this year.
Okay.
So do you want to do more than 3 hours? I think definitely yes, because 1.5 hour on Sunday and 1 hour on Monday is already confirmed. Do you want to do more? Yes, you can do a maximum of 3 hours, split into 45, 1.5, and 45 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. If that makes sense to you.
Yeah, that's actually like the worst possible combo for me, but I can manage it. Yeah.
So can you do 45 and 45 Tuesday and Wednesday? Can. Why not? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You can do 45 on Wednesday and Thursday. Also can. No problem. It's just that on Tuesday and Thursday, they are locked at 45 for now.
Okay.
Okay. So what is your choice?
I mean, as we are before exams, I guess just maximize the time slots. Once you cut those exams, I'm gonna have to prioritize other subjects. So I guess I do everything.
Fine. Maximize.
Yeah.
Even though you're tired, you maximize. And you start by starting early.
Yeah. By 45 minutes, you mean coming in at 9:15, right?
Oh, I'm going to tell you that the starting date. It's not 9:15. It's slightly earlier. Slightly earlier. Maybe that's better for you. This year a little bit of change, right?
So like what, 7?
No, not that. No. The earliest we start at 7:30, and you are not starting at 7:30. You are starting at 7:30 is always for the JC people. You start at 8:30. 8:30 for Tuesday and Thursday.
So 8:30 to 9:15.
Yep. 45 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay. So I'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Have a good night.
You too. Okay. Kyoko. Final question first. Final questions first. No final question?
Did I do this wrongly?
Now, what you can do is you can confirm in exam. So you can confirm right now. You shouldn't have waited for it. You could confirm yourself.
I saw the answer key, but it's like bracket Q. And doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, let's do this first. Calculator, please. So this will be cosine 135 plus 30, right? So cosine 165, correct? Please press that first, cosine 165. And then compare it with your original answer first. Never mind the answer key lah. I know the answer key is authoritative lah, but calculator is what you have in exam. The answer key may make you doubt yourself, but please do the courtesy to yourself, confirm using calculator first lah, just to make sure that you are really, really wrong. Okay? So, are you really, really wrong? You don't know how to confirm using calculator in exam, repeat. In this situation, no way. You always confirm the original question with the final answer, right? So are you confirming the original question with the final answer? What is your final answer? What is your final answer? That one, right? So compare it with that one. That's the principle of confirmation. Original answer, original question, final answer.
My calculator is working.
Show me your calculator.
I think the battery died.
This is good to know, right? Do you know how to open it?
No.
You do not know. Show me the behind. Show me the behind. Now, no, the top one, the top part. Stop moving around. The behind. Flip. Now, these two things, if you open, you will access the battery. The battery inside is just a AAA. It's very easy to change. So, of course, you may not have a screwdriver. You just go and ask your daddy. Your daddy should have. Okay, not now, later. Okay, not now, later. Now, if you have a calculator, I can tell you that you are wrong. But the calculator should tell you that, not just the answer key, not just me. Do you understand? Do not just confirm when I tell you to do. Then you are not prepared for exam. I currently cannot say I care that you are worried about time. You do not confirm in exam because you don't think you have time. You are wrong. Absolutely wrong. You have to confirm, especially you. If not, you will fail. The same thing will happen. If you confirm, already probably pass already. You have to trust me on this. And therefore, you have to practice like that. Understand? You may doubt what I'm saying. That's why I say, trust me. Do not be obstinate here. Do not be hard-headed here. Trust me. Understand?
Mm.
Do not rely on the answer key outside of exam, like right now. You have to rely on your calculator. Okay? I tell you now that you are wrong. Your calculator should have told you that. Now, draw the sine graph, please. You go quickly. We already way past the time. The x and the y axis, please. Can you see the quadrant also? The important thing is the quadrant. Can you see the quadrant?
Mm.
Your x and y axis are totally off, right? This is just totally wrong. Yep. Just prove that you can see the quadrant. There are 4 quadrants, right? Thank you. Do you see a mistake?
Oh. Yeah.
What is it?
This one.
It is not negative, it is positive, right?
Mm.
Which one do you prefer? The teacher's method or the visual method?
Visual is faster for me.
Yeah. Then use the visual method every time, not when you realize there's a mistake.
Mm.
Draw the sine graph every time you need it. I don't mean every time you feel that something is wrong. I mean every time. It just takes 5 seconds to draw. And then you will be immune to mistake. It's like taking vaccination.
Mm.
Okay. All right. That's my sincere advice to you. Right? You will find it to be useful.
Mm.
Okay? You will have to do the rest yourself, right?
Yeah.
Okay. For this, now I want to talk about the slot. All right. So Sunday is a must for math. That's it, simple, right? All A-math students take it on Sunday. That's not different from last time.
Mm.
You start at 8:30, also not different from last time. If there is ever a request that you study chemistry or physics, that will be on Monday, also same time. That's how the slot works this year. It's more tiny. Understand, yeah? That means if you want to study A-math, you cannot study on Monday. Monday just reserved for 1.5 hour for the sciences. So far, so good?
I don't take physics, so it's okay.
Yeah, no problem. But just take note that you also cannot do it on Monday for A-math. Right. So easy busy, right? Sunday easy, Monday easy. Now the next 1.5 hour, it's up to you how you want to do it. The flexibility goes like this. Tuesday 45, only 45 minutes slot. Thursday only 45 minutes slot. Wednesday is 1.5 hour slot, meaning you can use it for 45 if you want to. You can also use it fully for 1.5 hour if you want to. Just make up 3 hours. I think you still need 3 hours. I think. So you decide on a standard timing first. Look, you have to have a standard timing. Like, and my standard is Sunday and Wednesday. Okay, good. Your standard is Tuesday and Wednesday. Okay, good. No problem. And then you know when you can expand more. Something like that. If you ever need to expand more, you already know the time. Okay. So do you need to see your schedule this week first before deciding, or what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most likely Wednesday.
Right. So you choose 1.5 hour on Sunday and 1.5 hour Wednesday as your standard. Something like that. Most probably. Wednesday timing also 8:30. Very simple. What's the timing on Tuesday and Thursday? Also 8:30. Yeah. It's just that it's only 45 lah. Simple lah. Right? Always start at 8:30. Simple, right? Whether it's 45 or 1.5 hours. Simple stuff. Right. So for math, what is your maximum slot if you ever need to increase?
One hour 30.
No, in total lah, in 1 week. Right?
Or
If you take,
like
let's say 3 hours is not enough. For some reason, you want to increase more, right? For example, what's the maximum you can take?
maybe 3 days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday, maximum.
No. I mean, if you really need, like, what's the maximum slot that I can give you? Uh, 1.5 hour on Sunday, 1.5 hour on Wednesday, right? Correct. Then 45 on Tuesday and 45 on Thursday, assuming you don't have anything left. Right? I don't want you to add. I want you to stay hours, please. If possible, reduce. I'm happier. If just that right now you cannot reduce. Right now, you can, especially not with the holiday situation. No, but I think with 3 hours will be fine, as long as you focus on the right things. Should be fine. Right? Should be fine. Okay. So if you ever need to expand, you know what to do, right? Just come on Tuesday or come on Thursday or both whichever works for you.
Okay.
Understand? Yeah. No need to. Yes, you're saying?
All is 8:30.
All is 8:30. It's just that whether it's 45 or not. Let's say you have problem on Wednesday. Right? Let's say you have problem on Wednesday, or let's say you're sick on Sunday. I mean, you tell me that you're sick and you cannot think, right? That makes a lot of sense, right? But then what do? You know, right? For example, Sunday you're sick, then what do you do?
Then come on Tuesday.
And Thursday, right? 45, then at least you get 3 hours. When things are very busy with other subject, math you're okay for some reason, but you're busy with other subject, then you say, hey teacher, I think I need to focus. The Wednesday I need to use for other topic. Okay. Hey, it makes sense if your math is okay, If your math is not okay, then it doesn't make sense, right? Let's say your math is okay, maybe it's differentiation, you're okay, you need to focus on Wednesday. Right? Wednesday I need to use it. Then what do you do? If Wednesday we need to use it some other, for some other subject. Can you do that? Yeah, maybe. It depends on the situation. Then what can you do to make up for it? Maybe next week you just take Tuesday and Thursday if you feel the need to make up. Make sense?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's easy to deal with it. You already know what you can and cannot do. You know what is available. That means you have some flexibility, is what I'm trying to say. Right? So the standard is you just confirm that you will come on Wednesday, maybe tomorrow after your schedule, just confirm that.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, then whatever changes, there will be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. All right. The worst day is Monday. That means you'll be mixing with other science students, but better than nothing. But that's the worst option, That's the worst option only. Yeah?
Monday, I most likely won't be able to. Thursday also, because
I know you have CC. So manage your time properly. I also don't wish to see you on Monday and Thursday. I also don't want.
Okay.
But if something happens, that's the option. All right. I'll see you maybe on Wednesday. Please confirm.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.